This is Natick, a small town in the American state of Massachusetts, close to Boston. It's home to one of America's most prestigious fencing clubs. Set up in 2001 by national coach Zoran Tulum, the Zeta Fencing Club has produced numerous national and international champions. One product of the club is leading saber fencer Eli Dershwitz.
I chose saber because I think it's the fastest paced weapon. It's the one that takes the least amount of time each touch. So I like to describe it as like a shorter sprint, whereas some of the other ones are more like longer distance types of weapons. They take more time, and the other two weapons you hit with the point of the blade, and in saber you cut with the side of the blade. So the blade moves a lot faster, I think, and it requires a lot more moving up and down the strip.
The 23-year-old is the #1 ranked saber competitor in the world. Growing up, Eli excelled at a number of other sports. He became hooked on fencing after seeing his older brother take it up.
I was watching my brother fence, like just for fun at a young age, and I wanted to give it a try. And then over the years, I just kept with it while I was playing other sports growing up. I played soccer, lacrosse, and basketball. And then when I got to high school, I decided I wanted to focus exclusively on fencing. That was something that I really enjoyed and I thought I had a bright future in. So that's when I started, just doing fencing, and I dropped all my other sports.
Eli began training with Coach Tulum at the Zeta Fencing Club aged 9. He soon focused all of his energies on the saber discipline, which is the quickest and most aggressive style of fencing. The American represented his country 5 times at the Junior World Championships, winning silver in 2012 as a 16-year-old and bronze in 2013. He eventually added gold to his collection in his final year as a junior in 2015.
I've been so close so many times, and all I have to do is just persevere through this one tournament, and it really ended up being like an amazing day. I was fencing great, I was feeling great, I was moving great. I ended up, with the gold medal, and it was just, it was a great feeling to know that I was the first American male to ever win a saber world championship title. And ever since then, I've just been kind of, continuously working, telling myself that I've had great results in the past, but I'm not done yet, and I want to keep improving. So I always tell myself never become complacent.
As well as being talented in the sporting sphere, Eli is also academically gifted. He's a student at the prestigious Harvard University, where he's majoring in history. As a freshman at Harvard, the junior title propelled him into the spotlight, and Eli decided to sit out his sophomore year in order to focus on the Rio Olympics. By mid-2016, he was ranked #1 in the country, and he was the youngest fencer in the world's top 25. However, the pressure of going into the Olympics hit him hard, and Eli suffered a first-round defeat.
That whole season, that whole year really taught me the importance of work ethic day in and day out. I really thought it was going to be smooth sailing, training full time, and that it was going to be easier. But what no one told me is that there are good days and there are bad days, there are good weeks and there's bad weeks. And what separates the people that are going to make a jump to the next level and other people are the ability to keep working through the bad weeks.
Basketball-loving Eli was determined to put the disappointment at the 2016 Olympics behind him. He returned home with a renewed hunger to succeed in his sport, and as a sophomore he won the NCAA Fencing Championships. He followed that up with a silver medal at his first individual World Cup event. Chris Miner grew up with Eli, and he's seen firsthand his friend's commitment to the sport.
He was gone so much in high school, going to these different countries, competing, and then he'd come back and have to just cram all this work together in such a short period of time, and then he'd be off again, going to a different country, competing in some other World Cup thing. He's a really good dude. He's always looking to do something, a lot of energy. He wants to always meet new people. He's a really good friend. Definitely competitive. to a pretty impressive degree, so I think that's probably served him and where he is. But yeah, all around he's a pretty good dude.
2018 has been Eli's most successful year to date. In July, he took part in the World Championships in China. He faced South Korea's Kim Jun-ho in a dramatic semi-final. The American prevailed by 15 points to 14. Eli faced another South Korean in the final, Kim Jung-hwan. It was a tough contest against the veteran Korean. Kim, who won Olympic gold in 2012, took an early lead, which he never relinquished, and he went on to win 15-11. For Eli, silver may not have been the colour of medal he wanted, but it did help propel him to the top of the world rankings, fulfilling a childhood ambition of his.
It's hard to make it to the top, but it's 10 times harder to stay on top. When you're like climbing the mountain to get to like the top level, like no one's trying to tear you down, no one's looking at you to try and like bring you down. Once you're one of the people at the top level in the sport, everyone wants to bring you down. Every competitor that you go up against, they want to be the one to beat the person who's on top of the sport. No one has that bullseye on you if you're like a young kid, you know, moving up in the rankings, but once you get to a certain level, everyone wants to be the one to beat you, and that's what makes it difficult to stay on top.